This gentleman is 13 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in National Hockey history. For some of you who don't know why, I'm gonna show you why.
Scored with only 4 left in the first period. Here's Gretzky, left side. He shoots. Oh, he scores! Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky with it now. He shoots. He scores! Gretzky. Kings with a 2-man advantage for a minute. Gretzky shoots. Scores! Now back to Gretzky. Right side in the circle. He shoots. He scores! Sakic taken away. Here's a break for Gretzky. Pass for the Gretzky. Gretzky all alone. In front. He shoots. He scores!
On a breakaway. We've seen him deke a lot, but this time he elects to shoot. Upper right corner. Wow, what a shot. Under the crossbar, inside the right corner.
He's bad. Need I say more? Number 99, the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
Give it to him. Wayner?
Wayner.
Is that like a nickname?
Yeah, well, a little bit.
Where does that come from? Is that a Canadian thing? Hey.
Used to be Wiener.
Wiener.
I got all it's Wayner. Now I guess it's a Canadian thing.
Okay. Let me ask you, since the fans have gotten involved already, you have fans all over this building. They've been asking me all day to ask you questions. First of all, they want to know, are all your teeth yours?
Actually, they're not. These 6 of them I just had done the other day, so I'm happy I got them done. But it's funny, the dentist said to me he's never seen a hockey game, and he said, normal circumstances we don't do this, but do you want an extra set made in case we get them knocked out again? But I told him I don't play that physical, so don't worry about it.
Wow, now that's pretty normal for the game, right?
Yeah, well, yeah and no. I had this done when I was 10. My parents had spent all this money. We came from a family that didn't have a whole lot of money, and had all these braces on. I had them off for 1 week, and hockey stick in the mouth, and that was it. And yeah, I spent hours of pain in that dentist chair.
Do people go after you intentionally because you're so good? I mean, I did a joke here one night, and maybe I shouldn't have done the joke, but I was saying, like, I was talking about how good you were. And if I was a hockey player, I would go after you, and I also talked about you having you should have a handicap. Like, they should make you playing Hush Puppies or something to make it even. But first of all, do people go after you?
When I was younger, more. I think that when I was younger, I was, I guess, I don't know the right word, a little more, I didn't have a lot of respect for other players in the sense that I was always just gung-ho and always on the move, so to speak. So when I was younger, there was those guys who were going to say, well, we're going to put this kid in his place. As you grow a little older, you calm down a little bit. And I think right now, if I'm there, people try to knock me over, but I don't think anybody goes out of their way. And besides that, I have a couple of big teammates that look after things.
The equalizers, I like to call them.
So to speak.
When you were a kid, you were somewhat of a hero, a prodigy.
Well, I moved away from home at 14, and I get letters from people all the time saying, I'd like to move my son away to better his hockey and make him a better hockey player. I didn't move away from home for that. I moved away from home because the pressure of living in the small city was becoming so difficult for not only myself, but for my family, and it just wasn't fair for anyone. So I moved away. And
you mean the pressure because you were a star?
Well, because I was excelling in sports, and it got to be a point where people either went out of their way and treated me great, or they didn't like me at all. There was no in between. So I kind of moved to a bigger city. In some ways, I regret it because I have a brother who, at the time, was 3, who I hardly know because of it. But I guess in life, sometimes you have to sacrifice some things. And I guess my point is I didn't move away for hockey. I moved away from my personal life.
Right. That must have been tough on you as a kid.
It was hard. Sometimes it was very difficult. And that's why I kind of get upset when I get people saying, tell my son he should work more and practice more. And, that's not what it's all about. You got to have fun. And I enjoyed it. That was my life. I had fun with it. And if you have fun, that's what it's all about. Practice was never in my mind.
Right. How long have you been number 99?
I was wear number 9 because Gordie Howe was my hero. He was a great person. And he was my idol. So when I was 16 years old and I went to my junior team, they already had a number 9. And I'd always worn this number, and the coach said, well, wear 2 9s. And at that time, high numbers were really unthinkable. It was only done in football, I guess. And so I said, sure, I'll try it. And I just have always had it ever since.
Yeah. You brought up a very important name in the world of hockey, and we'll take a commercial and come right back talking about Gordie with Wayne. Let's see. The record that is owned by Gordie Howe is 1,850 goals.
Points, yeah.
Points. And you, I mean, he did it like in 26 seasons or something.
Well, I think that fortunately the game has changed so much that in this era it's much more offensive-minded, and obviously the point totals are higher now than when he did it. More games, we play 80. I think they averaged about 66 games.
Right.
It's just a different kind of a game. Hockey has become more like basketball in the sense that all 5 people now are involved in the play. Whereas many Gordie's years, it used to be 3 forwards and 2 defensemen, so you're kind of playing 3 against 5 almost. So it's changed in that sense. And you know, when I break the record, it'll be an honor for me. But I'm the first one to realize that his time was different, and the next guy will come along will probably get 4,000 points. So,
yeah, you got to give him, like we say in the neighborhood, give him his propers, you know, because he was something else. And this is your 11th season, right?
Well, this is my 11th in the NHL. I played 1 year in the WHA, which was similar to the USFL, I guess, as a 17-year-old. And so this is my 12th professional year, and time just flies by. Believe me, it goes quick.
Yeah. Do you watch other sports? I mean, you ever go watch a Michael Jordan play?
I'm probably the biggest sports fan there is. Just ask my wife. I can watch all day long baseball and football and tennis and golf. Because I watch it as a fan, and I can see, you know, and understand the pressure that athlete is going through. As you said, a Michael Jordan, I can sense and try to figure out and understand what he's going through at that time. And just when you see him accomplish something, I can sit back and say, and know, because I've been in that position now, how much pressure there really is. And to see a person like that come through, I get so excited for them, and I'm really happy for them.
Yeah. Did you play basketball when you were a kid?
Played a little bit, mostly baseball. Baseball was my favorite sport growing up, and unfortunately at the time, baseball was a little bit behind the times in Canada to what the United States is. But now, because of the Montreal Expos and of course the Toronto Blue Jays, baseball has become a lot stronger in Canada.
Yeah. Last time you and I talked, we were in the locker room at the Los Angeles Forum, or now the Great Western Forum. And I noticed something that seemed like it would be weird. You had just lost the game with 19 seconds to go. I think it was against the Rangers. Mm-hmm. And you still had to greet the stars. I mean, it's like you couldn't say, I don't want to talk to nobody, because like Alan Thicke and Nicholson and all those guys are outside, you know. Is it tough playing in L.A.? Because you later on went to do a sketch on Saturday Night Live that kind of related to that subject matter.
Fine Young Cannibals.
Yeah, yeah. What a coincidence.
No, it's not hard for me because, first of all, the relationship I have with the Kings organization and the players and the fans, but most of all, Mr. McNall, the owner, you know, he's given so much for the game in this city and in the United States that I would love to give back a little bit to him and to the game. And I think that goes with the territory. Even though you lose, I mean, I'm more disappointed to lose than anyone, but it goes with the game. And, you know, to have people like yourself and Alan Thicke come to the games, you know, the Kings can't buy that kind of publicity and PR, and it's positive for the Kings, it's positive for the game. And, yeah, I think it's the responsibility of all the players to be there. And hey, sometimes it's tough when you lose, but that goes with the territory.
You must really have it all together up there, man. Because I would have said, glad to meet you. You know, 19 seconds, you just lost, and you had on a suit. You were so kind to everybody.
Yeah. Well, the good news is my daughter's healthy, so I get to go home.
Yeah.
That's the fun
You look
part.
forward to that. How's the wife?
My wife is great. I'm really lucky. I have a great lady, and as I said, our daughter is beautiful and healthy, and I guess in life that's what really is most important, is being healthy.
Looking forward to having more kids?
Yeah, we're hoping to. You know, it's funny, when I got traded, everybody said, well, Wayne got traded because the wife wants to pursue a career. You know, when people talk about kids, my wife says, well, we want to have 5 or 6. So, yeah, if we can have 5 or 6, we'd both love to.
Yeah, actually, speaking of careers, I first saw your wife, I guess she was with Denny Terrio on Dance Fever.
Dance Fever. That's when we first met.
Oh, you met her?
I did the show. I was a guest judge, and you have to come out and dance, and I have no rhythm at all. My wife wonders what happens to my rhythm when I take my skates off.
Yeah, because on the skates you do this, and you look real cool and everything. I would think.
I'll lose it after. I don't know what happens, but that's when we first met, and then we just kind of bumped into each other over the years, and then we met at a basketball game a couple years ago, a Lakers-Celtic game, and we ended up, spending the rest of our lives together. It's great.
Yeah. When you meet the woman of your life, that lady that is the one, does it mess with your game? I mean, because when I saw her in Flamingo Kid, it messed with my career, I was like, damn, I won't be the same for like a month.
Well, it's funny because when it happened, everybody was waiting for it, for Wayne Gretzky to so-called fall. We're going to see what happens now. His priorities are changed, and, he's just not going to be the same person. We have in what is called the Canada Cup, because at this time, the Canadian professionals weren't allowed to play in the Olympics. So the Soviets, who dominated hockey for years, want to play against the Canadians. So that was when we first met, and probably was maybe the best hockey I ever played in my life, and was in the Canada Cup of '87, and we had just met, and through that year we went on to win a championship in Edmonton, and of course we got married. No, if anything, it's helped my career. She's made me much more calmer, and I think I'm a better person for it.
Yeah. And gave you a great baby.
Beautiful baby, yeah, I'm lucky.
Can your baby skate yet?
Well, I had her on the ice one day, and she was so excited about being out there that, we've got skates for her. We just haven't had a chance to, because she can't walk yet, but we're going to... We'll wait a little bit. My wife keeps saying we're going to put her into a hockey league, but we'll see what happens.
What's been the hardest thing in the sense of adjusting to Los Angeles?
The weather. Last year in February, we were playing a game. It was I think President's Day, and it was a Monday afternoon. It was a holiday, and I have a convertible, and I was driving to the game Monday afternoon. It was about 90 degrees in February, and I was saying, this is unheard of. And I guess that's the biggest adjustment.
Yeah.
You have to keep your mind focused on the game, because there's so many distractions in California because of the weather. You can go outside and play basketball or tennis or volleyball on the beach. So you have to make sure during hockey time you focus on it. And I always tell people, the guy that I admire most is Magic. I mean, he's been able to keep his attention focused on basketball and do his job, and remember that's his priority. And then all the other things kind of fall into place, and that's what I admire most about him.
And it's real hard because Magic ain't got Janet. I mean, he's a single man out there, and at the Forum, I don't see how they shoot foul shots, because you see, like, women in spandex skirts walking around while you're at the line, and you'd be like, oh, it's probably easier when you have a good woman in your life.
Yeah, I'm real lucky. She's a great lady, and obviously she's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a busy man, but I'm going to tell you, if you have spare time, stop by and see us again.
All right, thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
The great one, number 99, Wayne Gretzky.